All right, we're going to call a public hearing to order. Statement of the public hearing is on local law number 2 of 2012, local law adopting a county charter form of government pursuant to Article 4 of the Municipal Home Rule Law. We'd ask that you give your name when you ask to speak, if you ask to speak, and also that we normally have a 3-minute time limit, and we're going to adhere to it. So, if anyone from the public would like to speak, if you raise your hand, and just give your name. You don't have to stand if you don't want to.
I'll stand, but it's easier. My name is Vito Pavillon, and I
Can you
just
spell
want
your
to...
last name?
P as in Peter, O-W-Y-L-A-N. Okay, just want to make a couple points with regards to the charter. First of all, I think it's executive overreach in the Article 3 for any number of reasons. I think it also adds an additional layer of bureaucracy in government that is totally and fiscally irresponsible. I think the election of a county executive via party would increase the party pressure on the individual. I think some of the assumptions that they made are based on the study or the survey that the Columbia County did, that the county executive would be an efficient administrator, but they provide no basis or factual basis of that. There are no regulations or interpretations as to whether he needs an MBA or any kind of certification. I could be a county administrator and I don't have an MBA, or I don't have the ability, I don't think, to manage such said substance. And the fourth one is that, just a personal thing, I think the Charter Commission basically plagiarized the document from Putnam County. If you take a look at Putnam County's charter and compare it to what we have, the only difference is basically it says Montgomery County instead of Putnam County, and I think a little bit more creativity would have been necessary or required. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah.
My name is Mark Huffman. I'm Town of Mohawk resident, county employee, part-time, full-time for about 30 years. I've worked under 4 county administrators, starting with Chuck Dodd, Chuck Bigler, Wayne Allen, and then Scott Schrader. Back in 2004, I believe, the county decided to get rid of the county administrator's position. Now, I'm speaking as a county employee, someone who's worked for the county for that time. And as far as county government goes, when we had a county administrator in charge, things went, in my opinion, much smoother in the day-to-day operations of the county. Now, county executive is different. You know, all that falls with it. But, you know, speaking from someone who has worked for this county for all these years and seen what's gone on, especially since 2004, when I spoke out on basic stuff that would go on with the county and trying to get someone in charge to take care of something, we have 15 supervisors. And some of you were here then, some of you weren't, some aren't here tonight. I think this charter commission was given a job to do, and they did it to the best of their ability. Change is scary, I know, and things in this county are scary also. I think that at least the public should have the opportunity to vote on this referendum and let them decide, because we have a lovely county, we have all access to railroad, throughway, such, but I know what my stepchildren, they don't reside here anymore, and I hope in the future people stay here, because I've been here now for 48 years, and I plan to stay here till the day I die. And I've seen everything go on. I don't speak out about much stuff, because a lot of times it comes back to kick me. But in this case, I think we need someone in charge of the day-to-day operations. If it's the county executive and the charter committee came up with that, so be it. Let's give it to the people and let them decide. Thanks.
Thank you. Yep.
Hi, my name is Justin Newton, and I'm in favor of the charter, and I hope you will all vote to put it on the ballot. I don't believe it's another additional layer of government. The county government is a strata that is here no matter what, whether the charter is in place or not. But although I do support the charter, I also think that the county treasurer position should be balloted separately. I personally like the idea of an elected county treasurer. I think our county treasurer has done a good job. And if you don't ballot separately, I think it takes away a choice that is important for me, that in the interest of democracy, I want to make.
Yep.
Dustin Swiner, Gibbon Avenue in Amsterdam, New York, also chair of the Charter Commission. I know that some of the supervisors are for the charter. I know that some are against the charter. But I think it should be up to the people whether we adopt the charter or not. So I would encourage you to put it out to the public. I'm going to echo this young gentleman. I think that there's been a lot of discussion about the treasurer. I think we should ask the question of the public. Would you like the treasurer to be elected or appointed? Why should we fear that? Let the public tell you what they think about it. It's their government. I think the county needs change. I don't think we're advancing as quickly as we should. And I think that having a county executive, and this isn't overreaching. This is very much like many other county executives in counties all across this state and across the country. I think it will provide us not only day-to-day management, but I think it will also provide leadership. It's hard to lead by committee. So I think the county executive elected by the people for his or her vision of the county is a step in the right direction. So I would encourage you to put it on the ballot, and I would encourage you to ask the question about the treasurer, should it be elected or appointed.
Usually not during a public hearing, whenever he's supervisor or appointed. Anybody else?
Hello, my name is Laura Bibby. I come from the far kingdom of Charleston. I've been coming to the county board meetings since 2005, addressing to the county board of supervisors what I felt are my concerns in my town. Very serious concerns. And the response from all of you has been, we can't talk about this here. It's a county issue. I understand that, and I respect that. So to this gentleman's response, it's not another layer of government. Having a board of legislature for the county would give me a voice, a layer of government that I would feel would finally protect me from someone that I feel was not representing me well in my own town. I think it's very arrogant with this system that someone that just gets elected in the town automatically would represent you on a county level. Quite honestly, I don't think any of you, if you've run unopposed, that's wonderful, but not all of you that have had opposition have won with every vote in your town. There are other people that need to be represented, and they are not with this structure of government. It quite frankly makes it taxation without representation, and I feel I have not been represented at all. I am so excited that this charter is for the first time since my residency in Montgomery County in 1999, giving me an opportunity to have my voice heard with the county tax dollar that I pay. Because we need county representation. It would be actually smaller representation than what we have here, and representing me as a county resident, not just a town resident. We pay county taxes, folks. Let's have our voices heard. And I would hope this board would see, if you're really truly just, and you really are in government to make it equal for the people, put this forward. I am for balloting the other issues separately. I think Sean's done a good job, and I would like to see, give that the choice to give the people a voice on a county level. The town shouldn't be the end, and that's coming from my far kingdom. Your kingdoms need to break up, and we need a legislature. Thank you.
Anybody else? Evelyn, did you just have your hand up? Yeah, thought so. Go ahead.
I've read this charter thing all through. I'm Evelyn Lindley, I'm a councilman in the town of Root. And I read this charter all the way through, and I figured this county executive is going to have too much power. It's almost going to be a dictatorship. And as far as term limits, I say let the voters decide how long somebody represents them. And as far as the treasurer, I hope the voters will have the opportunity to vote for the treasurer. And to me, this whole situation is going to be too costly. We're in debt now, and it's going to only cost more money. The time you hire an executor or an administrator, whatever you want to call him, then he's going to have benefits and probably secretaries and everything else. And another layer of government here. And I wonder about the legislative salaries. I haven't heard anything about that. But it seems to me that if now as it is, if I want something to say, I go to my supervisor down there and I just tell him. But it's with a legislator, I would think that maybe he's going to be representing 3 or 4 different towns or portions thereof. And so he probably should be going to all of those town board meetings to see what's going on in individual towns. And so with that, he's probably going to have more money than probably you guys get. So I'm really concerned about the whole situation and with our tax dollars, why let them be used to the best advantage. And if this system is so wrong, fix it. Don't throw it all out.
What's that?
And
Anybody
I
else?
read everything in the newspapers and talked to people, and I haven't changed my mind in this length of time with this. Oh.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Nelson. I've grown up in Amsterdam, New York, my whole life, and I'd merely like to make the comment that this argument has been made before. This argument has been made many times. It began with our founding fathers that wrote the Constitution when they went from a not very efficient form of government to a more efficient form that we have now, creating a legislature and having an executive. I've been interested in politics and interested in government, and I'm going away to college to study government. And for the life of me, I cannot understand this government as much as I try. And I can't fathom why we would have a system that is like this when there are so many systems that have a legislature and an executive that work well. And I personally would like to vote for that. This is my first election, and I'd like to vote for a legislature, and I'd like to vote for a county executive, but I'd also like to vote for an elected treasurer, because I think the one we have now is doing a good job, and I also think that people should have the right to choose who their treasurer is. I think that's a good thing. But if they're balloted together, you can't do that. I'd have to make a decision whether I'd rather have the right to an elected treasurer or have a legislature. And I think a lot of people are going to be struggling with that same decision. So I come here today to say congratulations to the Charter Commission. You've done a great job. I like the charter. It does a great thing for this county, but I'd like to see them ballot separately, the two propositions. Thank you.
Anybody else?
My name is Diana DiCaprio, and I'm a young resident of Amsterdam. And I'm learning about government and the way it works and throughout the country, and then reflecting that into the local politics of what goes on in our county. I see the differences, and I really am interested in what this new charter brings and can contribute to our county. And I would really hope to pursue it and have the opportunity to elect a treasurer to represent my city and the country. County.
All set? Anybody else?
My name is James Post from the Village of Palantine Bridge. First of all, I would like to thank the Board of Supervisors for allowing me the privilege to serve on the Charter Commission. I think you ladies and gentlemen in the room have the inside track, and you have to remember how we got here. You decided to form the commission. So that tells me that whether you're for or against on the outside, you understand that there's problems in county government. If there wasn't a concern, you wouldn't have formed the commission, you wouldn't have asked the commission to do their job, which they did to the best of their ability. I also want to commend you on the fact that the 9 members that you had serve on the commission, 3 of them are attorneys. So whether you got good information or bad information, you got some free information from 3 attorneys, and that seldom happens. So you should be commended there. So my feeling is, you know more than what we even know as the Charter Commission, because you decided that is an important enough factor for the County of Montgomery that it needed to be looked into and something needed to happen. So I would ask you to move forward with the Charter. I would ask you to create 2 separate questions on the ballot, one about the Charter, one about the elected county treasurer. I think you embrace the Charter. I think you need to understand that even with the Charter, it's a moving form of government, and you are allowed to amend it as things go on. So some of you that had some great points and concerns, even though you didn't attend meetings that you were allowed to attend, keep those great points and concerns. And if it needs to be amended down the road, I'm sure some of you in this room will be some of our new county legislators. Thank you.
Anybody else? If there's nobody else, we're going to close the public hearing. The actual special meeting starts at 6:30. I would invite you all to stay for that, as well as stay for our committees if you'd like to. Also, thank you for your participation in it. I know. That's rare for me. We're going to get that. Say it's raining out? We're getting rain. Yeah, there you go. Figure that word out for yourself. I couldn't put it out.
Got it.